Just gonna wait a minute and see if some people show up. I just got notified on my computer that I went live. That's so funny every time. So I'm logged into my other channel on the other computer. So look at me being on time today, you guys. Are you proud? Are you happy? Are you proud of me that I didn't forget? I actually set an alarm on my phone so I didn't forget. And then I couldn't find my phone. It was 5 minutes till, and I was like, I couldn't find my phone. Finally found it after Oliver called it for me and helped me out. So that was a relief because I thought, oh, the one time I'm going to be on time. And ironically, I didn't get the reminder because I didn't have my phone. I had set it down. So that's funny. But I'm here. I'm so happy that I got here on time. So if you are here, feel free to say hi and I will do some little shout outs at the beginning if you want. I see a few people are here. And if not, we can just go right into talking about our subject for today. So, all right, well, everybody's being shy today. I see you guys here, but people are not saying hi. Hello. Hey, there's someone. Mika loves metal. Ooh, I like your name. I haven't seen you here before. Debsy, good morning. There's a couple of you out there. There's a lot more than a couple. Direction Love, hello. And my babe, hi honey. Chef Dave is in the house. Are you proud of me, hun, that I actually remembered and I got on time? You're proud, right? I know you're proud. Niquina, 1. Laura Trent, Ashley Hall, hello all 3 of you. Welcome, welcome. So first thing I want to talk about is I have to tell you guys that I officially was 190.8 today. So I am official in the overweight BMI. And I know that the BMI doesn't matter, but it just does to me because I've never been able to say that since I was 10. So it's a monumental thing for me to be able to see that number on the scale and know that I'm no longer considered obese according to the BMI chart. Yay! So awesome! All right, so let's see. Who else did I miss? Tara Stevens, or Tara Stevens probably. Let's see. Spooksia. Cool name. Oh, you're picking up keto cakes. Where are you? Oh, it's Tuesday. That's right. They're doing Tuesday pickups today. I actually haven't bought, be proud, I haven't bought any keto cakes all month. It has been painful. Painful. I really have wanted some of them, but I'm holding back just for October and I will buy some more in November because I am definitely on a roll with this macro reset kind of thing that's going on in my life right now. So that is awesome. And Spooksia says that she changed her macros to the ones that I have in my Facebook group and she's losing again. Yay! Wonderful. That is so wonderful. I don't know why they just work such magic, but they do. Eating that higher level of protein keeps you so satisfied and it keeps your deficit really low. And so your body really burns the fat off your body. I can't believe the difference in just a couple of weeks of being back on my macros. I cannot even believe it. And I haven't even been religious about it. I've been doing really well like Sunday through Thursday and then Friday and Saturday kind of eating more calories just because I am crazy busy on those days and it's stressful. And I give in to that stress eating and I shouldn't, but at least I'm staying keto when I do it. But yeah, I can't believe the difference. In just how I feel and in the sides of me, I feel so much slimmer. And my size 12 jeans that I bought, I think it was in a video, I don't even know how long ago, 6 weeks ago probably. And they've been really tight. Even last week they were really tight. And today, this morning, they are loose. The difference is so quick and amazing. I can't believe it. I kind of had forgotten because I had been off and doing more of a maintenance plan for the last few months. And so I kind of forgotten how crazy it is. But yeah, these macros, they work magic on most people. So If you haven't got a chance to get over to the Facebook group and you're here, guys, you should be over there chatting with us on the Facebook group. So I think most of you are probably over there. We have a lot of people over there, so good chance. Good chance you're already there. But yeah, if you're wanting to start doing what I'm doing, trying the macros and doing the higher protein, moderate fat, we have it just all laid out for you over there. It's super easy, baby steps stuff. So you can do it. You can do it. So join us over there on Facebook if you haven't had a chance. The link is in all of my videos except for the live chats because I usually never get back there to put it in. I really should, but I don't always. And it's just basically Facebook, www.facebook.com/groups/keto chaos. And that's how you find it. I have a Keto Chaos page and a group. So make sure you're not just liking the page. Make sure you also joining the group because that's where all the conversation goes on and where the information is. Okay. Thank you for the congratulations. Hello, Bittersweet. Hello, Rosalba Zunica Escalante. I love your name so much. It's so fun to say. I just hope I don't completely slaughter it. Ooh, hot sauce. Yummy. I love hot sauce. I never liked hot sauce before keto, and now I do. It's so weird. All right. You're in Ogden. Oh, wow. You're a lot closer to the keto cakes people then. That's nice. All right. Hey, Robin. Hey, R-Spot. Good to have you here. I already said the link to the Facebook group, but yeah, it's just Keto Chaos. So if you search that, you should be able to find it. And yeah, the group is insanely big now. I think we have over 3,000 members in the Facebook group, which I never in a million years dreamed would happen. You guys are awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. It feels so weird to be like the person in charge, but you guys have made it really, really easy. My group is so chill. There's never any issues over there. I have a moderator team, but we don't really have to do anything because the group is just awesome. We have such great people and gosh, you guys are just the best. So I still sometimes miss that other group, but really, I think we're just better off. I think we're just better off. And I'm happy to have you guys as friends. You guys are all awesome. Okay, so we're talking today about keto challenges. What are some of your keto challenges? What are the most difficult parts of keto? Do you need some ideas on how to troubleshoot, on how to get through, on how to maintain, questions about keto? I thought we could talk about some of those things. If you guys don't have any specific ones, I have a few that I can name off the top of my head and I will just start talking about them. But I see that Robin, can't wait, smells great. She is having a hard time with the macros. So, hard time how? Like hard time deciding on what macros to use, hard time deciding, like if you want to do percents or actual macros, or are you having a hard time meeting the macros you already have set? Give me a little bit more info and I can go a little bit more in depth on macros for you. Let's see. Bittersweet, you're a keto cakes eater too? What have I started? I hope you guys found them elsewhere and not from me. No, you know what? They're great. I don't think I've ever found a better keto product. I mean, they're great. 2 to 3 net carbs, and they definitely are fat bombs, which I don't recommend if you're in fat loss mode, which is why I haven't bought any this month. But when you're in maintenance, they're perfect. Like, it's such a great addition to your diet. So guilt-free and so flavorful. Man, they're awesome. And they are working on shipping. I know that they did a test shipment last week to Kansas and they arrived somewhat in good shape. So I think they're moving toward being able to sell them online to people all over the country, which would be great. Let's see. Christine Woodall says, I'm waiting for my size 18s to get loose. Yeah, I remember those days. I felt like 18 was like the never-ending size. I felt like I was 18 forever. And I was at 18 when I got married, so I was so excited to like try and get past that. And when I finally did, I felt like the queen. When I was finally comfortably in 16s, I just felt so amazing. And now here I am on loose 12s. What? Like, is that even a thing? I can't even believe it. It's crazy. I'm catching up to my baby sister. I'm catching up, but she's actually on a deficit again. She started her macros back up, so she's actually losing again. So I probably won't catch up for a while, but We're both looking really dang good. Just saying. Me and my sister. Are you here, Angela? If you are, you were looking really good yesterday, by the way. I didn't tell you, but I should have said. Okay. Naquina says she's 3 pounds from Wonderland and she can't wait. And she said she first heard the term from me. Oh, I wish I'd coined the phrase, but no, I'm not that clever. 70 pounds down in 8 months. That is amazing. And she's only doing lazy keto. Just imagine what might happen if she tries the macros. Might work, might make it even better. But yeah, lazy keto, it doesn't really work for me. I did it all the summer pretty much, and I didn't really lose much. I did lose some, but nothing compared to what I'm losing now that I'm back on my deficit. So it's crazy. It's crazy. The macros really make it work more efficiently, and I feel actually less hungry and more satisfied when I'm doing it. I just forget that when I go back to eating, adding peanuts in and the keto cakes and things like that. I can eat a lot more of those than I probably should. And so I don't really lose. I more maintain when I'm doing that. And I do intend to go back to doing that in November and December. I am going to eat whatever keto treats I want to because I've been doing this almost 2 years and I feel like I can eat as many keto treats as I want. And I just don't feel like I need to binge on keto treats. Though I think in the beginning I would have. So for the first 6 months, actually the first 8 months, I think I didn't even do hardly any artificial sweeteners. The only artificial sweetener I did was basically stevia, and it's not really artificial, and Diet Coke type products. That's the only, so aspartame. Those are the only ones I did that first 6 to 8 months when I was really trying to kick it into gear and give up my cravings and try and change my mindset and all of that. So let's see. I'm seeing if she filled me in on the macros thing, but I don't see that she has yet. Maybe I'm going up. I don't think that she said it. So Robin, if you can tell me the information about the macros, I can tell you basic stuff. So if I don't know the details, I don't know how to, but basic stuff with macros. First of all, number one is get the macros. You can't make up the macros yourself unless you really want to work hard with math. I actually had a girl who helped me do it. What we did was we went to Dr. Finney's blog, his blog at vertahealth.com, and looked at his protein recommendations for weight loss for every time loss. So, I mean, like not just loss, every day, what protein recommendations he had. Does that make sense? And he recommended 0.8 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of lean body mass. And so my friend, she went online and she found an average lean mass per height chart kind of thing. And we used that to determine the amount of protein. Pretty sure she did somewhere in the middle, somewhere between 0.8 and 1.2, I believe, to get our protein number. Then to get our fat deficit number, we added in the calories so we added the calories together from the protein, and then we added the calories in from the carbs, and we set everybody at 20 carbs just to be safe. Now, the carbs can vary. You can be in ketosis, higher levels of carbs, but 20 pretty much is guaranteed ketosis. So we decided we were just going to go 20 across the board. Now, other groups have done different. Other groups have allowed more carbohydrates for a higher, taller person. But for us, we decided to just do 20 across the board. And then we added the calories in for that. And then we figured out a 500 calorie deficit and added the fat grams in for that number. And that's how we achieved our golden macros. We didn't steal them as if you can steal macros, but we didn't steal them from the other group that we were accused of doing so. We did not. My friend, she did the math herself, and we put it together. Technically, she owns them because she put them together, but you can't really own macros, and we're so grateful to her for helping us with that because I didn't want to deal with the math part of it. I was way too stressed out about all the emotions of being kicked out of the group. If you guys haven't seen that video, it's one of my top videos, which is irritating. I should probably just delete it because it says, "You're fired," and so everyone wants to read it and find out, and I'm crying, and it's rather embarrassing. You've probably already watched that video. If you haven't, don't bother. But basically, I got fired from a Facebook group where I learned a lot of stuff. Anyway. So that's how we got our macros. So the first step, if you're struggling with macros, is to go to the Facebook group and just look at the chart and get your macros. Easy peasy. Super easy. Second thing is that you need an app, and you need to set your macros in the app, and then you just need to stick to that. So if you're having trouble with the higher protein, lower fat, I highly recommend just switching up to leaner meats, that's why I do Greek yogurt. A lot of people wonder why I do the yogurt and want to risk the carbs in it. The main reason is because it is 0% fat, but it is like 22, 23 grams of protein per cup. So it's my protein boost that doesn't have a fat boost, and it helps my body to be able to burn more of my body fat because I am consuming less fat right now because I am on a cut. If I were not on a cut, I would eat higher amounts of fat, but my protein would stay the same. So that's what differs between what I'm teaching and what the regular keto community out there is teaching. That's the biggest difference, but I'll tell you what, that's the main reason why I'm so successful. So if you haven't tried it, you should try it. Don't be worried about gluconeogenesis and your protein turning to sugar. I'm trying not to roll my eyes, but I am rolling them a little bit because that always happens no matter how much protein you consume, just so you know. Sometimes it can give you a little higher in blood sugars, but it usually doesn't affect ketosis, and it's not enough to bother the average person, and it's really usually not enough to bother any even type 2 diabetic. Dr. Finney works mainly with type 2 diabetics, and he puts them on that amount of protein from day one. The idea is the protein is there for your body when you're doing fasting in the night. The protein is there to rebuild your muscle, so your body has plenty of it to use, which is fantastic because that means you're not going to lose your muscle mass while you're in a deficit. Well, you may. I mean, it's not a guarantee, but it gives you the biggest chance of avoiding that. Does that make sense? Which will make you slimmer because muscle is it takes up less space, and when you're at a higher weight, when you have a lot of fat, you're going to look fatter. At the same weight with a lot of muscle, you're going to look leaner. So it just makes sense. Anyway, so I hope that helps. I don't know. I mean, I eat a lot. I mean, you guys will see what I eat. I eat bacon, that's 50-50 protein fat. I eat the yogurt. I eat eggs because my chickens lay millions and it's hard to keep up. Yeah. We have so many eggs coming out our eyeballs. Like, buckets of them. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I eat the eggs for that reason. And because they're yummy, because they just are. And then dinner, I usually do chicken and cheese or a sirloin steak. I'm pretty boring. And that's one thing, is that food just isn't the same. Like, everything doesn't have to taste amazing. I often eat burnt food. I often eat overcooked food, undercooked food. I just eat it because it's just food and I don't want it to go to waste. So if I mess up the cooking, I still eat it because I want to make sure I get all my protein in. If I tracked it, I ate it. So yeah, get yourself a tracker. I use Chronometer, and I just find that it has more USDA entries, and so I trust the entries more than, say, like MyFitnessPal, which has a lot of user-entered information. All right, so skipping down. If you overeat vegetables, it's not as big of a deal. Like, I mean, how much are you overeating vegetables? You can't be like killing yourself with carbs. But yeah, if you're eating more protein, you're probably going to eat less vegetables because you're going to be filling up on protein and you're not going to be as hungry. But yeah, like, I don't know, vegetables are iffy. Dr. Berg swears you can eat 7 cups of vegetables and it's no big deal. I don't really prescribe to that information. It may be true, maybe not, but it's not necessary to be successful on keto to eat 7 cups of veggies. So it probably won't hurt you either. I don't know. As long as you're still losing, I wouldn't worry about it. If you are at a stall, maybe cut back a little bit. Okay, Robin. Okay, that makes sense. She's not being able to meet her protein macros because she's not hungry. That is a huge problem with this way that I do keto. It does not last. And yes, you should still try and eat them, whether you are hungry or not. And this is where I get a lot of people arguing with me. But I'll tell you this, your body does not know what it needs. Your body does not know what it needs. You have spent a lot of time abusing it. It is in a bad shape. It's in bad shape. It needs to heal. It needs you to tell it what to do. And at the beginning, I didn't feel like eating either. There were many days that I had to go get a Premier protein shake. You could also use Isopure, or I mean, there's lots of powders out there that are pretty low carb. I think Isopro and Isopure are good ones. Quest might be a good one. But yeah, if you have to use a protein shake to meet your protein macro in the beginning, go for it. There's also Premier Protein Water. You can drink it with your food. The yogurt helps a lot because it gives you a big, huge protein packed amount in a creamy dessert type thing. So it doesn't feel like it's a drudgery of chewing up meat, more and more meat. I know people get tired of meat when they're trying to do this at the beginning. I know a lot of people have struggled with that. And I am telling you, what you need to do is just make sure you get it in. I am honestly 100% telling you the truth. And there were times, I remember there were times when it was midnight and I didn't want to eat anything and I was stressed out and crying, and I would tell the people on the group, in the admin group, that I just couldn't eat my protein for the night, and they gave me the smackdown and they said, go downstairs and make yourself some tuna fish and eat it. Like, do it now and we want to see the proof. And they made me. They made me go down. I did. I went down and I made myself food. I took a picture of it and I posted it at midnight because they were like, you cannot not meet your protein. It is vital. It's vital. If you want to be successful and keep your lean mass and have this work, it is vital to hit that protein number. The fats number doesn't matter. You can eat a lot less fat. Before you get really cranky, you can go down to about 50 grams of fat before you start to get hormonally imbalanced and cranky. So protein is key. Get your protein any way you can. And then number 2, fats, get them in, and then carbs last. So don't eat the carbs. If you don't eat the veggies if you can't eat. The protein is more important. Take a multivitamin for those micronutrients. That's what they're there for. That's why they were created, because people don't always eat vegetables. You don't have to be eating a ton of vegetables to be successful on keto. You also don't need it for the roughage. As long as you are keeping your electrolytes up, you should not get backed up. Especially your magnesium should help with that. So there you go. I hope that helps. I didn't probably help you, but I hope that helps bring home that you need to try hard. But yeah, use protein shakes in the beginning to supplement your food when you're struggling, because that's the only way to get it in a lot of the time. If you're doing one meal a day, you can also do that. I did that a lot when I tried OMAD like every Thursday because I was so busy on Thursdays. I've given that up. It's just not worth it. I can't stuff that amount of food in me at one meal and then feel satisfied the rest of the day. I just don't enjoy it at all. I prefer 2 meals. It's just more comfortable for me. All right. Hey, Karen. Glad you're here. Okay. Yeah, Cindy Brown says she has trouble with her blood sugar if she eats the higher protein. It depends on how much of an issue it is. Is it a severe issue? Is it causing you a big problem? Like, how high are we talking? Are we talking a couple of points higher? Are we talking like 20, 30 points higher? The best way to do it is to start with the amount of protein that doesn't affect your blood sugar, and then add in like 5 to 10 grams a day, and just keep checking until you find the set point where it doesn't go way too high, but it stays, lowish, but may not be as low as you would like. It's just important to get it in if you can. And does it really affect you if you consume like protein water? I mean, maybe it's the type of protein that you're consuming. I just heard about, who was telling me? My sister Angela was just telling me about an article stating that certain types of protein might be worse for blood sugars than better. I will see if she can post that on the Facebook group, because she was going to send that to me. I'll remind her if I get a chance. But Angela, if you're around, or if you see this later, if you could post that link, that would be really helpful, because she said that there were proteins that were more rough on blood sugar than others that they've recently discovered. So that's a very fascinating subject that I would love to learn about. And so see if that might help. But yeah, my suggestion to you is start with your protein level that you know is safe, and try and add a little bit at a time until you can get as high as you can without it going way, way too high. I don't know what Dr. Finney would suggest. If you can afford to hire him, I would, because he's the genius guru on type 2 diabetes and how to cure it. He probably knows the safety spot. He probably knows how high your blood sugars can be and still be in the safe zone. But I don't know like a lot of information about that because I've never struggled with type 2 diabetes. All I know is that in his articles, it states that it shouldn't be much of a problem. If it is a problem, obviously you're not going to be able to do it. But if you can find a way to do it, your body is going to be better off. So you're going to have to keep trying to find the balance, I guess. That's about all I can say on that subject because I don't really know a lot of details. Bittersweet says, I need to lose like 70 pounds by tomorrow. Good luck. It doesn't work that way. You could easily lose 70 pounds in 6 months, though. For sure. For sure. Okay, this is a good one. Kim P, I'm still afraid of saturated fats. How do I get over that? My number one suggestion to you would be to search articles, recent articles on heart disease and what causes it. There have been multiple articles put out recently that are linking heart disease not to saturated fats, but to carbohydrate intake and inflammation. So I'd start with reading and researching about carbohydrates causing heart disease and about saturated fats not being that bad for you. I think there might be an article about that on vertahealth.com, but I do know that in his book, The Art and Science of Low Carbohydrate Living, which we really tried to do book club on a while back, and I'm really sorry I let the book club die. We were only getting a few people coming, and it was really stressing me out on Sundays, and I just couldn't keep going with it. But we were studying chapter by chapter the art and science of low carbohydrate living, and in that book, he talks a lot about saturated fats and why not to be afraid of them. He also talks a lot about cholesterol, and it was all information I didn't really understand, but basically showing how your cholesterol levels these certain ones that the doctors are telling you are bad don't matter, and these other ones matter more, and they never test for them, and so to ask for these tests. So if you're worried about cholesterol levels, you should read that. But basically, you just have to try consuming it and see if you're successful and how you feel. And if you're able to consume some and you don't feel bad, then your body's going to be able to overcome that anxiety. But like I've said before, you do not have to consume saturated fats to be successful on keto. Especially if you're in weight loss mode, you definitely don't need to, because we're eating lower fat. So I'm eating only 78 grams of fat and sometimes lower than that per day. I eat very lean meats. So the red meats I eat are sirloin steak, which doesn't have very much fat at all. I eat a lot of chicken breast. You can eat a lot of fish products. Tuna fish is great. And all of those things are great on a weight loss keto. So you don't have to consume those saturated fats as much as you might think. You do not need to eat butter to be successful in keto. And even in maintenance, you don't need to. There are other ways to get your fats in that are healthier, that if you feel more comfortable, you can take in olive oils or whatever you feel like you need to take in to maintain once you get to your goal weight. But before you get to your goal weight, you don't need to eat the high fat anyway. You really don't. Your body will get the rest of the high fat that it needs from here. That's the thing that's so confusing to people. When I'm telling them my protein grams are higher than my fat grams, people immediately assuming that I'm eating extraordinary amounts of protein and not enough fat to be on keto, because keto's pushing the fat and the bulletproof coffee and all of that, get your fats in, that mentality. But the thing is that I'm still getting my fats in. My body is still getting oodles of fat because I have oodles of fat on me. And see, that's where the misunderstanding is. The less dietary fat I consume, the more body fat my body will consume, because it needs that amount of fat regardless of how much I eat, and it will take it from me. So that's why it's more successful than regular keto. And that's why people will hit a wall with keto, because they'll get to a certain point where they just can't keep that deficit going with regular keto, and they won't be able to succeed any further. And then they'll try my macros, and boom, all of a sudden it will work. Well, I should say Dr. Finney's macros, even though ironically Dr. Finney does not support the macros way of losing weight. He is eat your protein level, eat your fat to satiety doctor. So you can do that, but I have noticed that as a binge eater, I can't do it. I try really hard to just keep my protein level good, because I kind of know, even when I'm not tracking, like how much protein I need to get in. And I will always overeat my fats to the point where I can't lose. because I just don't have a good regulatory system yet. And I don't know how Dr. Finney deals with that with his patients. So that's why I feel like the macros approach just really, really works, at least for fat loss. Maybe not for forever and ever, amen. And obviously, when you're in maintenance, you need to be able to eat fat to satiety and not lose any more weight. So I know it's possible. But that's the only place I think where Dr. Finney and I kind of differ. But basically, he's saying the same thing. Eat this amount of protein, eat fat at a deficit, and let your body burn its own fat until you get to maintenance, and then eat lots more fat, but keep your protein the same. So I'm just doing it with macros, and he's just doing it a different way. Does that make sense? Okay. Did I ever do Weight Watchers? No, but Weight Watchers is basically standard American diet on a deficit, and it's just any diet where you're eating carbohydrates and you're trying to stay at a 1,200 to 1,600 calorie deficit, or calorie intake, so that you can be at a deficit. You're just going to be starving to death and thinking about food all the time. The beauty of keto is that you don't have to think about food. And honestly, you can do keto with Weight Watchers, but what's the point? Why pay Weight Watchers when you can just do it on your own for free? And that's why I started this channel, and that's why I started my Facebook. The only money I make is from ad revenue here on YouTube, and maybe if I ever do some merchandise in the future, or maybe I could make some sort of food guide, but I think I have to be a nutritionist to do that, so I'm probably not doing that anytime soon. Anyway, my thoughts on Weight Watchers is a waste of money. I mean, it's good if you want to go in and weigh yourself and be accountable. It's good for accountability. And if you want to do keto along with it, you definitely can do that. But, we can be your accountability right here on Facebook. You can just be like, hey, I need an accountability partner who's going to kick my butt into gear. Like, you guys could make a post on keep myself accountable. The thing is that people are too nice. When you come on and say, I messed up, people are usually just like, it's okay. Tomorrow's a new day, because they don't want to make you feel bad. Here on YouTube, it's a little bit more stressful because I know there's a lot of people counting on me, and that's why I have to be careful. Hey, Jasper, I told you not to knock on the door unless you're hurt. Are you hurt? Okay, then go and ask Oliver to get you a drink of water, okay? Eloise, help him get a drink of water. Yeah, he wants me to do it. He wants me to do everything, and I locked him out, and so now he's probably going to scream. Sorry, guys. Hopefully he can't hear it. All right. Hey, Kaylin. Good to see you. Thank you. About not being committed to the macros, Naquina, I understand that because I wasn't committed all summer, and I really feel like life, including weight loss, is kind of an ebbs and flows thing. When I first started the ketogenic dieters macros, I was 374 pounds and desperate. And I wasn't going to go off them for anything because I was so desperate to get there. And it felt like it was going to take so long. Now that I've kind of gotten there in my mind, like to a place where I never have been, I'm kind of enjoying the journey a little bit. And so I kind of wanted to take some time off and play with maintenance for a while, and play with eating fat to satiety and see if I could do it and that kind of thing. And now I'm in the mood. This month I'm in the mood to try and lose a few more pounds before the holidays. And then in the holidays, I know I won't be in the mood anymore, and I'll probably go back off. That first year I stayed strong. I mean, I have stayed strong probably about 15 months before I ever overate my macros. So, well, unless I planned it to have a planned maintenance day, which I did probably about once a month. And like on a specific holiday where I planned out what I was going to eat. I was very strict about it still. Now I get a lot more lazy keto, but I'm fairly comfortable being lazy keto. And I feel like I could stay that way for the rest of my life. So that makes me really happy having known that. So I think that's just life, Sometimes we're in the weight loss zone and sometimes we're not. But the beauty of keto is that we can be out of the weight loss zone without actually leaving ketosis and not gain all that weight back while we're out of the zone. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. All right. Nice. Christine Woodall says she wants to hit 100 pounds lost by Thanksgiving. She's down 93, so she wants to hit it before Thanksgiving so that she doesn't have to worry about it during the holidays. I love it. I love it. You'll make it. That's not bad at all. 7 more pounds by Thanksgiving. You got this, girl. You got this. That is awesome. No, I don't. Okay. Bittersweet asks, do I do ketosis testing? I don't, and I never actually have. On ketogenic dieters, they teach that it's pointless. If you're eating 20 carbs or less, you're in ketosis. You don't need to. I am not a type 2 diabetic, so I haven't had to test my blood sugars, and there's really no reason for me to test my ketone levels as long as I keep losing and I feel like I'm in ketosis. You know you're in ketosis because you have all of the symptoms. Number one symptom is lack of water weight, which makes me concerned when I do put on water, but my body just kind of does that in a cycle. It's weird, but you'll drop a lot of water weight. You won't feel inflammation. You lose the pain in your joints. You don't feel hungry most of the time. What are some of the other ones? Sometimes you'll have, at the beginning, you'll have like keto breath where your breath smells a little bit like acetone because your body like produces acetone and it needs to get rid of it somehow because it hasn't learned how to burn it yet. And then it learns to burn it and that kind of goes away. Body odor, same thing. But you can kind of tell when you're in ketosis and when you're out. You get to where you're fine tuning yourself that you know if you went over your carbs because you feel very bloated and gassy and miserable and yeah, not good. Not good the next day or the day after that. So no, I don't test, but I will say in the future, when I finally feel like I'm to a place where I want to stop and maybe I want to go see if I can go a little higher on my carbohydrates, I may start testing then to experiment how far I can go over on the carbs before it kicks me so that I, in maintenance, can maybe have a few more. But I honestly don't know if I'd eat more anyway. But that's kind of in the back of my head. Maybe I would test then. But if you don't need to test. If you're doing 20 or under, you're guaranteed ketosis. Every human being will be into ketosis because you're not consuming enough glycogen for any human being to survive on, forcing your body to burn fat instead. So there's really no reason to waste your money. If you're going to do it by blood, not by urine. Urine strips are notoriously bad at giving you a good, accurate result. Too many factors can change the result. So if you're going to do it with a blood tester and do it at the same time every day so that you have like a good baseline of where it should be. And also remember that you don't have to have it be super high in ketones to be in ketosis. And just because you eat more protein and your ketones go down doesn't mean you're any less in ketosis and you're burning any less fat. That's just silly. If you're in ketosis, you're in ketosis. There's an article about that over at vertahealth.com as well. Okay. Hey, Wendy, I'm glad you're back to work and the hurricane is passing you and Karen. You guys all over there with that hurricane. Oh my gosh. And Kaylin, crazy over there. I can't, my kid's dance teacher is over there right now because she grew up over there and her town was hit hard and her mother needs a lot of help rebuilding. So she's actually over there right now. And the devastation that she's been posting is heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking. And I can't remember, of course, where she's at, or I would say, but all of a sudden it slips my mind. Dang it. So yeah, don't bother with the test strips. Okay. Karen's laughing at me because I went to not enough eggs to so many eggs. She remembers me in my vlogs of going out and being disappointed that my 4 chickens only laid 1 egg and I needed 2 for breakfast. Yep. And then we went and got 18 more chickens and now we have so many eggs. We don't even know what to do with them all. I've actually given eggs away. I don't exactly know how to sell them. They're literally, I have bowls and bowls of eggs. It's crazy. If you guys haven't watched my chickens over on Hide and Seek, you should definitely check it out. I just posted a video today about me losing my keys, but there's this entire segment about the chickens in there as well. That's really adorable. So if you love chickens, check it out. Okay, Joanne Gilmore asks, what do I think about eating a carnivore diet, just meat and fat? I'm cool with it. I think it's fine. I think you should still stick to the macros in the group though, and I don't think you should do it like eating to satiety. I feel like it needs I don't know. I just feel like you should still stick to macros if you can. It's hard to meet your protein level with just meat products without using like the yogurts and cheese and things. If you can still eat those, it's probably more helpful. And just make sure you're taking a multivitamin. Honestly, the only thing you get from vegetables is micronutrients, and you can get all of those from multivitamins. You can also get it from eating organ meats, which is what people suggest you do. But some people don't like organ meats. So there you go. I think it's fine. I think it's fine, but you still need to eat at a deficit. I guess that's my short answer. All right. Danielle McBrayer says, people get tired of meat? Yeah, right. Me too. I love meat. Are you kidding me? But at the beginning, I did get tired of it sometimes. And you know what's really funny? You guys remember probably how much I ate that chicken Alfredo over zoodles with the ragu sauce a million times a week. And it was like my favorite food. And literally now I hate it. Weird, right? Your tastes change. I ate it the other day and I was like, I really still hate this. I don't know why all of a sudden I don't like it anymore. And now I prefer to have the marinara sauce instead. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with that weird stuff, but yep. Gotta love that meat. Okay. The fiber is not necessary. I mean, as long as you're taking in your electrolytes and getting plenty of magnesium, you should not be constipated on keto. It's really more your electrolytes that affect that. Your sodium and magnesium are low, then you're going to be constipated. So if you like the veggies, though, eat them. There's no reason to not eat them. It's just if you decide you don't want to do it, then it's not that big of a deal. It's not as big of a deal as Dr. Berg makes it out to be. Let's put it that way. Okay. Karen Rothwell says, Dr. Finney says, don't go below 1.2 grams per kilogram. Oh, I got it wrong. Sorry. Apparently it's 1.2 to 2 grams, not 0.8 to 1.2. Where did I get the 0.8 from then? Maybe it was another article. I don't know. Yeah, so ours is somewhere in between that. I know that it's from that article that we got our protein information. So, yeah. Paula Oyadele? Oyadele. Yes? Am I right? Close? What advice do you have to those of us who may end up with pounds of loose skin? Embrace it. Try not to worry about it. Don't let that be the reason that you take your health back. I have a lot of loose skin. I'm telling you, I was almost 400 pounds. And at one point I was over 400 pounds. And actually, Dave and I found a picture of me. I should show it. It's bigger. It's bigger than the picture I have as my before picture. I didn't even know we had taken it. It was right after I had Jasper. It was literally the week I had Jasper. So I probably still had a gut from having a baby, though it's hard to tell when you're so big. I was giant through here. When I had him, I was so big. Like through my neck, you can see rolls and rolls. It was so bad when I had him. Like in the hospital, I'm laying with him on me. We were looking at those the other day, and I was just huge. And Jasper's not even 3. He's turning 3 in December. So, yeah. I had a lot of stretched out skin. A lot. I've had 8 babies. I'll tell you this. My boobs are just basically skin rolls. I can, like the joke, practically roll them up and stuff them in my bra. My arms are the worst. You can see my skin. When I hold it this way, I hate how it hangs down. But it's bad. It's not as bad as some I've seen on YouTube, and so it could be worse. And it may be worse for some people. I think I've been pretty blessed in the skin department. Luckily, I haven't had any through here, which is kind of a miracle. I definitely have tons and tons of stomach skin. I have tons and tons of leg, like inner thigh skin. It is not attractive. It is not pretty. But I'll tell you what, I don't care because I feel awesome. And I'd rather feel and be able to do what I can do now than worry about the loose skin. Does it bother me sometimes? Sure. Especially when I'm editing hide and seek videos and I'm putting my ballet class in there and I see my arms wagging around while I'm doing my ballet. I hate it. Yeah, I don't love seeing it. To be honest. But I just keep telling myself, you know what? People need to see it and see that it's normal and that it's okay. And people need to know that where I've come. I don't want people that just meet me to think that I've always been thin. I want them to see that loose skin and wonder and think, wow, she must have lost a lot of weight. And it's my badge of courage, it's my badge of honor, it's my successful trophy. Will I ever have surgery to remove it? I don't know. That all depends on money and how much it bothers me once I finally get to my goal weight. Right now, it's still got a lot of fat in there, and so I don't really know what it's going to be like when I get there. A lot of people suggest taking biotin, collagen to help firm up the skin. I haven't done that, but I also have pretty good genes. A lot of it is genetic. Whether your skin will be elastic or not, a lot of it is genetic, and there's not much you can do about it. Same with the hair loss. I have lost a lot of hair, but I don't mind my thinning hair. I don't mind it. I am cool with it. So I guess my best advice is just to love yourself, and tell yourself you're worth it, and that, you can hide it under clothes if need be, because you can. It's a lot easier to hide loose skin than it is to hide pounds and pounds of fat. And the only people that are seeing those pounds and pounds of fat is you in the mirror. And the only people that are seeing that loose skin is you and your significant other in the mirror. And as long as both of you can be okay with it, it's going to be great. It's worth it. It's still worth it. Don't let that derail you. But yeah, especially if cosmetic procedures for the arms improve and there's less scarring, I might consider it in the future. I'm not completely disregarding it. I feel like I have the right to do it, but I also feel like I've looked at a lot of tummy tuck videos and things like that, and I just don't feel like it looks good enough to warrant doing it. I'd have to look pretty bad to make me feel like I could do it. So anyway, that's where I'm at with that. I hope that helps. All right. I am Janique is looking for the formula for macros. It's not really a formula. I just have a chart. Then we came up with them. It's based on height. If you want it, check out the Facebook group. It's in the pinned post at the top. There's a little bar that says view the pinned post if you're on mobile and you click it. Or there's also a bar that says announcements. It's under announcements as well. So you should be able to find it at the top of the page. Okay. Ashley says, I love your kids' names. My youngest is Oliver. Thank you. I am pretty proud of my kids' names. I love all of them. My favorite out of all of them, my favorite name is probably Sullivan. I feel like it's the most unique and yet classic name. And I actually got it because I was obsessed with watching Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, when I was pregnant with him. Who remembers that program? Sully, he was so cute. And at the end, it would always say Sullivan Productions, and it just kind of got in my head. That could be a name. Why not? And it went from there. And it's just my favorite. I still get goosebumps when I think about that name. I love it. Epiphany London says, girl, anyone who has come as far as you with 9 kids is strong. That's probably true, though there have been many times in my life when I felt very weak, including right before I started keto. I was probably at my weakest and most vulnerable and most wanting to run away from my life and never come back that year after Jasper was born. If it wasn't for the fact that I had 9 kids and I felt that way, I probably might have been suicidal. I was more wanting to run away than commit suicide, but I was in a really dark, dark place. And my baby hated me. Jasper, believe it or not, did not like me for the first 2 years of his life. And I think it's more because of how I felt. He felt that from me, and he just felt like I was negative and not fun to be with, and he'd rather be with other people. I don't know if that's the truth, but that's what I'm sticking with since now he loves me. And he constantly tells me every day, and I'm going to miss the day when he stops kissing me up and down the arm, saying, I love you, Mommy. Kind of killing me that I'm done having kids right now. I'm feeling so healthy and young and younger and better looking than I ever have in my whole life. And I thought, I could have a cute baby belly if I could get pregnant. But Jasper's birth was really scary. And the time after having him was really difficult. I almost died from pleurisy. I couldn't breathe. And so hubby had the good old snip about 6 weeks in. after Jasper was born because we weren't going to go there again. Who knew this would happen? But oh well, you know what? I need to focus on me now, and it's time to move on from that part of my life. I don't feel ready, but everyone has to do it. Everyone has to walk through it. So I'm just going to have to face it somehow. All right. Let's see. Okay, so She is Kingdom says, so even if you're not calling it keto, if you consume less than 20 grams of carbs, it's considered keto. Yes. Keto isn't a certain thing. It isn't the golden ratio of percentage consumption. I mean, it is technically because your body will get that amount of fat from it. Does that make sense? If you are in ketosis, it's keto. So yeah, it may not be typical keto. It may not be what we call medical keto, because the kind of keto that is out there, the higher fat version of it, it was originally created to help people who have medical issues like epilepsy. So yeah, it's keto if you're in ketosis. So yes, that's the short answer to that question. So even like South Beach diet, if you're eating less than 20 grams of carbs, is still keto. All right. That chicken feed must be doing well for my birds. Yeah, the giant 3 barrels of 350 pounds each chicken feed that Dave bought. They are pretty happy with that and our food scraps. They are definitely happy. I mean, like when we first got them, they were very skittish and like scared, and you could tell they didn't feel great. And now they just love being here. They are so, so, so happy. And you can just feel it from them. And they just gather around. And man, I never knew I would like chickens. I thought I would hate them. We've had chickens for a long time and I've never paid any attention to them. But for some reason this time, start liking them. And yeah, I could eat them. There's one I'm eyeing, but the girls, that's their prized possession. If you guys ever watch my hide and seek videos, you'll see the sleek black one that almost has a blue tint to it. That bird looks nice and fat and ready to go onto the dinner table. But my kids would kill me. They love Mooney. They love that bird. That was one of our original chickens that we've... And the hard part is like to tell which ones are laying and which ones aren't. I don't know. I don't know that we're going to be eating them anytime soon. Though we have done that in the past. And Virginia really was fascinated by the hubs taking care of that, which was creepy. That was a while back. Fajitas. Oh, frittatas. That's a good idea. Yeah, we're looking for great recipes. Dave was looking up all these different like keto breads. He's like, maybe we could try some keto breads with all these eggs. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, good question. Vonda says, hi, I'm new here. Started 2 weeks ago. I've been having pain in my left side since starting. Is that common? No, it's not common, but it could be an electrolyte issue. Are you supplementing your electrolytes? Because that's almost always the cause of muscle pain, heart pain, chest pain, leg pain, any kind of pain. Cramping is usually caused by low electrolytes. You should be supplementing 5,000 milligrams of sodium, a minimum of 300 milligrams of magnesium, and not magnesium oxide or preferably citrate. The best ones are malate and glycinate. Malate for energy, glycinate for relaxing and sleep. And lately I have found that I do not feel great unless I'm taking, let's see, I'm taking 3 pills, and I think 2 pills is 425. But I did notice that my formula changed on the Zao vitamins, and they have oxide in them, and it doesn't list how much oxide. So it could just be that I needed 3 pills because I'm not getting that full 425 anymore, which really made me angry and made me want to return my product. But I didn't because of the inconvenience of that. So when I run out of my Zao, I'm not going to be buying it again because it is not what it was when I first started taking it, which was the capsules that had the glycinate powder in it. Really disappointed. It's a Park City company. They are right here close to me, and it makes me really angry. I was trying to support a Utah company and be behind them 100%, and I can't now because they stopped doing it right. Kind of mad about that. Magnesium is huge for muscle cramping. Potassium from foods Make sure you're getting a minimum of 1500 potassium, 1500 to 3500 potassium from foods. You can use light salt or no salt to put on your eggs, and that's kind of what I do. That's the only potassium supplement that I'm doing right now, is just a sprinkle on my eggs here and there, and that's about all I do. If you decide to supplement potassium, you have to lower your sodium. They kind of go back and forth. So higher sodium, lower potassium, higher potassium, lower sodium. It's more dangerous to supplement potassium because it can cause heart attacks if you overdo it. So you have to track it really well and don't go over 4,500 milligrams. So if you do the sodium side, it's easier. But some people can't do the sodium because of blood pressure. And it never affected mine, but that doesn't mean it doesn't affect other people's. I had really high blood pressure when I started, average 175 over 94 daily. And now I just did my blood pressure at Walmart, and I'm trying to think what it was. It was crazy low. I think it was 112 over 74. Victory! And I have done the sodium from the very beginning. It never raised my blood pressure. I monitored it for the first 6 months just to make sure. Never raised my blood pressure any higher than it already was. And after 3 months, it started going down. So there you go. But yeah, you need to do that. And I take a multivitamin for micronutrients. The one I take is Ritual, ritual.com. You can find them. I take them because they're cute and they taste like peppermint. It's a stupid reason to take them. Any multivitamin will do. All right. Dr. Berg is trying to sell his supergrass juice. Yeah, he's always coming up with some other ridiculous product to sell. Don't buy it. You don't need it. You don't need it. I don't know why he keeps hawking his powders and juices. He wants to make money. That's why. There's other ways to make money. It bugs me. Supplements bug me so bad, especially MLM companies. So if he goes MLM, I will march protest on that man. Protest. He's abusing the rest of us. He's taking advantage of us. He is. That's why I don't like him. People are always like, Dr. Berg this. And I'm like, no, don't care. Don't want to hear it. He makes me mad. I don't know. You're not going to see me hawking anything that I don't feel like 100% will support you. And the likelihood that I'm even going to take a sponsorship is low. I have had a lot of offers for sponsorships, and not one of them have met my specs for something that I would tell you guys to consume. All of the products that I tell you guys to consume that I enjoy are all products I enjoy, and I am not being sponsored in any way. If I were to be sponsored, I would love to be by the products that I use, but so far, the only people that want me to sponsor their products are ridiculous keto crap that is unnecessary, and I won't sponsor that because my whole point is to teach you how to do it without paying people money. And I could charge for coaching, I guess, and that's the only place where I feel like the money is well spent. To have a personal coach that helps you one-on-one, that it would be worth it to pay someone for that. And I highly recommend paying Dr. Finney's team because they are the experts, and that's what they do. They have a whole business where they coach you. They have an app on your phone that they have developed. They have quite a sophisticated system. So if you're going to pay somebody, pay the actual genius who knows everything. Pay Dr. Finney's team. They are amazing. All right. Gail Penny asks, have I gained any weight on your keto journey? And if yes, how did you get it back on? Yes, technically yes, but it was all water weight. Last month, I went to Alabama and Georgia, and I gained a lot of water weight, and then it came back off. I have not gained any fat since I started keto, even when I was doing lazy keto over the summer and eating as many peanuts as I felt like eating, and whatever keto cakes I felt like eating. I never gained any fat. So it has been a blessing to me, that is for sure. So nope, I haven't gained it back. The way you would put it on is by consuming more calories than you burn in fat. So that's why some people have a harder time with the higher fat version of keto, because they're pushing the fats so much, but that golden ratio. So if you accidentally overeat your protein, you have to raise your fats in order to keep the golden ratio, and you end up pushing your calories too high. If you consume more fat calories or more calories than what your body burned, you will put on fat. It's science. Calories in, calories out is a thing. Don't let anyone tell you it isn't. It is a thing. So if you want to gain weight on keto, you have to consume large amounts of fat or calories. So So if you're looking to gain, that's how you do it. And if you are looking to gain, go to ketogains.com or Ketogains on Facebook because they have the information on how to do that. This person says, what is keto? Keto is when you basically eat your carbohydrates so low, so under 20 grams per day, that your body cannot burn glycogen for fuel anymore. It can't burn sugars. And it has to switch to fat burning. And so then it burns the fat from your body and you lose weight. It's a brilliant, brilliant, wonderful thing. And I have lost what? Oh my heck, 183 at this point? 183 pounds in less than 21 months. All right. Hey, Brandy's here. Hey, Brandy. I'm sorry I didn't see you sooner. Shauna Pryor, good to see you. Thank you for the compliments. ADH Snuggles, hi. Bridget Lyden says, why not have your kids give eggs to neighbors and find people that need food? Yeah, I could definitely do that. I'm extremely busy and I don't even know like how I would start doing that. I would assume you could donate it to food pantries, but all of our food pantries are downtown, so I would have to look into that. But there's no one near me that needs anything. We are the poorest family in the neighborhood. If people bring food, they bring it to us. A lot, actually. Though this year I haven't had as much people. They must be thinking we're doing better now because I haven't had as many people dropping boxes of food on our doorstep. Oh my gosh. But yeah, we're the poorest family in my neighborhood. We live in a kind of more affluent area and we just got lucky on buying our falling apart house for really cheap. What are my thoughts on lazy keto? I've kind of gone over that, but I will say I think it's great if you want to maintain, and I think it's doable for the long term, but I don't feel like it's beneficial for actual fat loss. And it's hard to track your carbs. You really ought to not do it until you've tracked for a really long time and have a good idea on what you can eat per day carb-wise, because you still have to track your carbs to do lazy keto. You still have to know where your carbs are at. Otherwise, you're not keto. You could kick yourself. And Christine Woodall says Dr. Berg is a chiropractor. Yes, not an MD. Yep. And Dr. Finney and Dr. Westman and Dr. Berry are great information. There are some things I've disagreed with Dr. Berry, but for the most part, he's got some great stuff. I have really enjoyed Dr. Berry. Dr. Westman worked with Finney and Dr. Volek, Jeff Volek. He's the other one that co-wrote the book with Dr. Finney. So, yeah. And what kind of supplements do we need on keto? I have a whole video, multiple videos on that. But basically, the only things you need are sodium, magnesium, potassium from food, and maybe a multivitamin. That is it. Don't let anyone convince you that you need anything more than that. You don't. Sodium, you do need to supplement it. And that means you have to consume it outside of what you would eat on your food. It's not just adding extra salt to your food. It's actually finding a way to consume extra sodium. And that's the hardest part for people to wrap their brains around because sodium's been vilified for so long. But you can't do it without sodium because you'll feel awful. You'll feel the keto flu symptoms, which headaches, muscle aches, tiredness. Your brain gets fuzzy. You can't think straight. You can't talk straight. And it gets worse and worse and worse. You feel nauseous. It's just not fun. So if you're feeling any of those things, try taking some bouillon if that's the easiest way to do it, though most bouillons have carbs in them, so you have to count the carbs. And get some sodium in. I take a thing called Soleil water, and I have a video on that. Just Google it or YouTube search it. It is SOLE, so like soul water. There's many videos on YouTube showing how to make it, not just mine. And then I supplement about 6 to 8 tablespoons of that a day, which is a lot of sodium. It's a lot more than the lowest recommendation, which is 5,000 milligrams or 5 grams of sodium. And that's sodium, not 5 grams of salt. 5 grams of salt does not have enough sodium in it. So make sure you get that not confused. I hope that helps. But yeah, check out my other videos. Go into the Keto for Beginners series. There's only 3 videos in there. The first one is on keeping your carbs below 20. The second one's on electrolytes, and the third one is on macros, I believe. So those are the main things that you need to know to be successful losing weight on keto. I could give hard-boiled eggs on Halloween. No one would eat them. Don't you remember? This is America. In America, everyone is afraid of anything that isn't wrapped in a package because, people could like poison your kids or put like razor blades in apples and stuff. That is a funny idea though. I like it. I like it a lot. Easter, we are set. We are set for Easter. We will have so many eggs to boil and color and decorate, and they will be all kinds of different colors. It's going to be fun. I can't wait till Easter. I need to make some egg salad. That's what I need to do. I never make egg salad, but maybe I should. Yummy. Yeah. I don't know. I'll come up with something when I finally get a chance to like actually think about it long enough. I haven't even made any food today yet. So usually the kids get up and make their own breakfast of like cereal or a sandwich or something. And then we do our schoolwork or whatever, which we're not doing right now because I'm doing this. And then I come down around noonish and make myself my breakfast and in turn make them lunch. So I usually try and force them to eat some eggs for lunch with some hash browns that I cook in my bacon grease that I have left over so I don't collect too much bacon grease because we have a huge bag of potatoes as well. So I just try and burn through it as fast as I can. But there's just no way. Kids don't like them enough to eat, over a dozen a day, even with 9 kids. You'd think that with 9 kids I could do it, but they don't do it. They don't eat them every single day. Was there anything else, guys? Probably time to be done. Can't believe there's still 60 of you sitting here listening to me blathering on. Ooh, Keto French Toast by Catherine Michelle. I will have to see about that. Does it have almond flour though? Because I don't do almond flour much. Though we have been making French toast for the kids though, because we've found that the kids will eat that pretty well, and we can put a ton of eggs in it. So we just do ours extra eggy. We've done that for dinner. So I need to learn how to make a quiche, but anything that takes too much time, I just don't have time. You guys, I need an extra 12 hours in the day to get enough done. I don't get enough done. And there's so many things I want to do. And I can't do all of them. And it's hard. And I can't decide on which things to let go. So a lot of times, like cleaning and things like that is what I have to let go. Which sucks because that means my house is a mess all the time. But it is what it is. Let's see. No almond flour, just coconut flour. I haven't tried coconut flour. I don't know if I still like that or not, but maybe. Egg loaf. 8 eggs, 8 ounces of cream cheese, and a stick of butter. That sounds like a lot of fat. But I do kind of do that sometimes. I make pancakes, so I guess it's the same kind of thing. I haven't done it in a while. I maybe have to try that. Interesting. All right. Well, thank you for the suggestions, guys. It's time for me to go. I really need to go and get my kids started on their day before we have to leave, which we have to leave in like 2.5 hours. So I have a lot of time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Anybody that got to the end of this video later, let's see, what emoji should we use today? Let's do an elephant emoji because that one's so random. So if you made it this far when it's not live, be sure to post an elephant emoji in the comments. I appreciate all the time that you guys spend watching my videos and hanging out with me and chatting. This is always so fun and I enjoy it so much. If there's any questions you would like me to talk about on a live chat next week, feel free to post those because I don't always I usually think of it on the day of and I just try and come up with something to talk about. But I find that we do better and have better conversations when I have like a guide to push us into a conversation. So if you have any questions you want me to answer, go for that. Keto Cricket just put in an elephant right now. Cute. I love that little elephant with the heart and it's so cute. All right. I really have to go. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you again soon.